What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Liz Cambage. She is basically being outed for telling players from the Nigerian Olympic team to go back to their third world country during the Olympics. For those who don't know, she actually left the Olympics. This was the 2020 Olympics, and cited mental health issues. But there are some people that aren't buying that because of what happened with the scuffle that she had gotten into with those players, and this was rumored then that she may have said these things. And now all of a sudden they want to bring this up. And this was a former captain of the team that is bringing this up. I don't know why they would bring this up now. Listen, I don't support that being said. And the interesting thing is that Liz is actually denying it. She's actually denying that she had said this, that her teammate is lying, and that the truth is going to come out eventually. This was the tweet here that's still up. She feels like she might be getting railroaded, and she's not apologizing. She doesn't feel like she should apologize. Again, we don't know what the Nigerian team said, because what they're saying is, well, her feathers got ruffled. But you got to understand, words get exchanged and things are said. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not. But they're making it seem like she was the only one that had said anything. And now, almost 2 years later, we're going to come after you for what you said during the Olympics. So let's get into this article from Mediaite. WNBA star Liz Cambage is one of the most prominent figures in women's basketball today, seen as a role model to many young girls across the world. But after this weekend, not sure you can say that anymore after former Australian captain Jenna O'Hay, that's how you say her name, confirmed that Liz told the Nigerian team to go back to your third world country prior to the Tokyo Olympics. Okay, let's say that Liz did say this. Why would she say this? Why would she tell them to go back to their third world country? Did they not say nothing to her? Did they not do anything to her? I'm not justifying it, but what I'm saying is just weird. Almost 2 years later, now you want to bring this up. Now this is news. We don't know what they said. What did the other team say? People don't just say stuff like this out of nowhere. And again, this isn't like in defense, but I'm saying this is kind of weird how they want to go at her for this. Now, I will say this about Liz. Liz did bring up race when she had an issue with a Caucasian NBA coach. You know, she brought his race into it, but she made up with him. So I don't think that she's above saying these things. But what I'm saying is, I look at patterns of behavior. And if you don't have a pattern of behavior of saying certain things, then I can't really demonize you. It's not like she just hates Nigerians or hates Africans. If she had a pattern of behavior of saying these things to foreign players, even though she's basically foreign herself, she's from Australia, then that's different. She doesn't have a history of doing this unless there's something that I'm missing. O'Hay confirmed this to Australian ABC Sports Saturday during an edition of Outsiders, a network program similar to American sports talk shows. Liz was a teammate of O'Hay and the Opals throughout her international career until 2021, when she withdrew from the national team a week before the tournament started, citing mental health issues. The Australian women crashed out of the Olympics without their star, losing in the quarterfinals. During the segment, host Kelly Underwood asked the former captain about Cambage and the rumored brawl that took place at an Olympics practice between Liz and Team Nigeria, to which Jaye confirmed to all of Australia that the biggest Australian female basketball player used a slur against the African team. What is behind Liz's fallout with the Opals? Former Australian captain Jen Jaye tells the Offsiders what she had to say. It's never really emerged what happened, but I've had it confirmed from a few sources, Underwood stated to Jaye. Is it correct that you were playing Nigeria and Liz had her feathers ruffled and she turned to them and said, go back to your third world country with a question mark? That is 100% correct, Jaye confirmed. In conclusion of the exiled Australian in the program stemmed from her recent comments about the split between her and the Opals, saying she never felt supported and protected by the Australian women's basketball team. You know, this could be why Jenna is speaking out. Jenna could be speaking out because she feels like with Liz's platform and her following that it could be look bad upon them that she's speaking about how unsupported she was. Because the reason why I would say that she felt unsupported is because Liz is probably saying to herself, it wasn't one-sided. Why would I just tell them to go back to their third world country like that? Like, why would I do that? Unless things are being said. Things are said on the basketball court. Things are said on the football field. I'm not one of those people that's going to get, over emotional over not hurt words, but words, because vicious things are said in the heat of competition. So I'm not going to be one of those people to be like, oh my God, look at what she told him to go back to the third world country. And listen, this is a side note. There's a lot of things that people from other countries, when they come to America, they say about us. They talk about how we're uneducated. They talk about how we're lazy, right? But they come from those other countries to this country. Why? Because they may feel the same way about where they're from. And again, I'm not justifying. What I'm saying is I just don't believe. And this is why Liz is refusing to apologize, because she's saying to herself, we all were saying things on the court that, things were getting heated. We can't just believe Jenna just because she was a team captain, so we supposed to believe her. I'm not saying she's lying to everybody, because I believe Liz probably did say this. But what I'm saying is there's always two sides to everything. I just don't like when it's only one sided and everybody's like, Liz is the bad person. Liz is saying these things when we don't know what the other side said. That's all I'm saying. We can't just demonize one side without knowing the full story. This is why Liz, and I will tell you this though, my perspective will change unless Liz goes public about what was said and done to her. If she refuses to go public about what is said, then I'm gonna believe that she just blurted that out because they were probably playing her very, very well and she just had no answer. So unless she goes public and speaks about what was said or done to her, then I'm gonna believe not only did she say this, but she had malicious intent to say it. And she deserves the criticism that she's getting. But I'm not going to be quick to demonize her just because everybody else is, because I'm not about just listening to one side of the argument without hearing the other. But people are going to believe what they want. I can hold my head up high and say that I always loved her, always cared for her, always supported her, always had her back. Jaye said, I think that her reality, and I think listeners and watchers out there can believe who they want to believe, but I can hold my head up high. This is, I'm telling you, this is Jenna's way of saying, I did support you. I did have your back, but now you're kind of throwing us under the bus. So I'm going to go public and say, yeah, you said what you said. Basically what this is a response to Liz saying that she wasn't protected and people didn't have her back. The reported brawl had been in the rumor mill for quite some time as various Australian basketball players tried to get to the bottom of it, including former NBA big man Andrew Bogut, who added on to O'Haye's admission Monday. You just got the PG version. There was much more than that. I'm just glad someone came out and said it, Bogut told to GB radio in Australia. There's much more in there that you can't say on radio. There's some other words that you can never repeat that I never even say, to be honest with you. Of course you wouldn't, because there was probably some N-words, some black B this, you know. But again, I don't think it was just her. Listen, I know some Nigerians, man. They can talk they bleep too. They can talk their bleep too. And you got Andrew Bogut piling on. Listen, man, I just, all of a sudden, everybody just wants to come at this chick as if she was the only one in the wrong. There was a brawl, people. There was a brawl. It wasn't like Liz was just talking crap to the Nigerians and then just started fighting them for no reason. There was a brawl because words was exchanged and then fists start to be exchanged. But I don't think it was one-sided. They're making it seem like it wasn't one-sided, people. Let's keep focus. You know what I'm saying? I know women, don't matter what country they from. I know women aren't going to take somebody talking crap to them and where they're from. I know they not. That's why they were brawling. So everybody wants to come at Liz. Everybody wants to demonize her, even though we don't have the full story. You got Andrew Bogut talking about there was much more that was said. Of course there probably was, Andrew. You got a bunch of heifers on the court. You know, words going to be exchanged and fists got to flying. So of course, you know, much more is going to be said. O'Haye was also asked if Liz could ever return to the Aussie side, to which the former captain replied with a resounding no. The clip made its way around the world overnight as Liz herself responded to her former captain's claims the next day. The truth will always come to light and it ain't even dawned yet. And this tweet is still up. She believes that there's much more to this. She believes that they're trying to come after her for absolutely no reason, except for to, you know, because she's Liz seems to be in a good point in her life. She's playing in the city. She's playing the WNBA in the city that she wants to be in. I believe she still is doing her Onlyfans thing. Like, she's prospering. She's moved on, right? And maybe those ladies she played with, they're not. I mean, they're stuck in Australia. I mean, I ain't got nothing against Australia, but it's kind of crazy there right now. and Liz ain't there, so she's living her life. She's moved on. They need to move on. I don't get in my feelings over things that people say in the heat of the moment on court. I bet Andrew Bogut has heard worse on NBA courts, in NBA practices. So everybody is clutching their pearls. Even Andrew's clutching his pearls. Oh my God, did you hear what she said? It was very hurtful that she will say these things to her teammates. Come on, people. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now y'all want to come at her. She said the truth is going to come out there. Maybe she's saying that because she has to. She's kind of stuck. If she doesn't deny it, she's going to look bad. But I don't think she feels like she has anything to hide. She just, you know, maybe she should just take accountability and say, yes, I said it, Ann. So what? Look at what they were saying. You trying to tell me that none of those Nigerian chicks said nothing to her? They said nothing to her. And now, again, I'm not for demonizing where somebody is from. I'm not one of those people. But I just think that the clutching of pearls and the, oh my God, look at what she said. I can't believe she said this. Something needs to be done. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this is why, once again, we have a society that's okay with censoring people because they don't like, to hear both sides of everything, just like to pick and choose who the villains are. So let me think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all on the next one.